Morning. So on last turn we are discussing about 3 address code. Okay. Implementation of 3 address code. You have seen that is quadruple having 4 arguments. Opcode 4 component. One is operation code operator. This is operator. Then this is argument 1, argument 2 and result. And these quadruples are stored on various memory locations like this. Okay. Next is your triple. In triple, we don't use this result. Just see here, this result is being used T1. So in spite of writing T1, we will refer the reference where the result is being computed. Means now we will set a dependency of this with this computation. Similarly, here you can write 2, then here 2 is get calculated at 1, so it will be 1, and 4, this 4 is calculated at 3. So here you have to reference 3, 3, and 5 is calculated at 4. So it will be a reference 4. So we write the reference. You just see the next table. This is triple table. You can see here we have 0, means this calculation, then 2, here result, then we have 1 and 3, means the calculation of this as well as this, and finally assignment here. So next, this is called triple representation. You can save the memory 25% of the memory if you are using triple, and we can consume this to improve the efficiency of actually if we have to do the after generation of the 3 address code, we have to further process these 3 address code for various purpose like optimization, code generation. So we have to refer these 3 address code very frequently. So what do? We just keep the index of the 3 address code separately. Okay. This is container and this is index. And through index, we refer the 3 address codes. Okay. So we have these 3, and this is this representation is being used, okay, for implementation of 3 address code in memory. Now come to the we have discussed this, the 3 address code. Perhaps we have discussed. Yes. So you can go through. Perhaps we have discussed is like this. It is SI means if it is written yi for the index. So this is the offset, and this will hold the base address. Base address plus offset will give the physical location of the referred information. Okay. We'll discuss how we do the translation for subscripted variable to refer a particular information. Next, pointer variable. I have told you we have two operators. This is address operator and this is content operator that are being used for representing the pointer variable. Okay. Means if you use this operator, it will return the L value of the particular variable, and here we have variable, but with this we always use an address, so it will return the R value of stored at that address. Okay. Now come to the names and scope. Although we will discuss this names and scope in detail during discussion of runtime storage management, but here we have to make provisions for implementation of to decide the lifetime of a particular scope, means lifetime of particular name or identifier. Okay, means suppose there is a variable A and we have you are executing the program. This program is murder program in which several functions are being used. For this variable in a particular function, what is the lifetime of this variable is defined by its scope. Okay. Suppose you have written a program and you have defined a variable int a in C language in global declaration area, and you are using a function fn. In this you have defined int a. Here in the body of the function it will refer this a, but beyond the body it will use this. Suppose you are tracing the execution of the program. So when when control of execution will go through other function, you have certain value of this a. But when control of execution will enter into this this function, you will see the value of a is get changed. Now it will refer only local, and you start manipulation of this information. And when you return from this function, you will see the value of a is regained. Means it will now regain the value, same value as you have the value at the time of entering into the this function. Okay, so how it is possible and how, so we will discuss during discussion of the runtime storage management. But here we have to make provisions like you have defined INTA B C. Then you must assure that these names must be stored in the memory. Means for A, there is allocation of memory. For B, another allocation of the memory. C, another allocation of the memory. So actually, when you declare any name, then memory is allocated. Okay. Actually, there is a frame of the memory. We have the base address of the frame, and through offset we can refer the various information, and this offset is associated with the name. Means there are several ways how data is get implemented onto the machine. We will discuss. Okay, so we have to generate instruction to perform such type of allocation. This is the duty of compiler. Means if you declare any name, means for static declarations, the compiler is responsible to generate instruction for allocation of the memory. So here you have to deal with those type of construct that suppose the static declaration. Now come to the dynamic declaration. It is said that in dynamic memory allocation, the memory is allocated at the time of execution of the program. It is correct. But what happened at this time? If you had defined INT asterisk A, perhaps all of you are aware with C language. You have C language in your initial course, first year. So INT asterisk A. It means it will what this declaration says in C language. A is an address that holds integer type of information. Okay. So when you declare this name, then there is no assignment. A is null. But when you declare, when you do the allocation of memory to write integer information, okay, suppose this memory is allocated to write the integer information for this on this address. This is the address A. So when you refer A, from where it will get this address? Suppose you want to refer content of A. So first you have to know this address. In this, it means A address, for address to write address A, there must be some memory space. Then only you can write address A, and at that address you can write the information, means integer information, so you can write the integer there. So actually, in the case of pointer, compiler does the allocation of memory where you can write the address, not information, address. Means what you have, what is A, you can refer this for A, you can refer this. This will be the A. Here A is written, and when you try to refer this asterisk A, then it will read this and treat this information as integer address, and the integer information written at that address is get returned, retrieved, not returned, retrieved, and you will refer that information. Okay. Now, we will discuss this name and scope and other runtime storage management during discussion of runtime storage management, but here you concentrate on the translation. So basically, each program has two parts. One is, you just consider the case of C language. A C program consists of two parts. First part and second part. First part has definition and declaration. In definition part, you define the environment required for the execution of the program body. Means if you are using any mathematical function, trigonometric function, in that case, you must include math.h. Okay. So here you can, if you need to use certain macro, you can define that macro here. Okay. So we have first declaration part, and second is the you may say in C language, it is second part is sequence of function. We have several functions, but there must be one function in each and every program that is called main. Main means it is a leader function that will say about the start of execution of the program. Your execution will start from main function. And now see the skeleton of the function. Again, skeleton of the function consists of two parts. Here declaration, and here we have statement list. Okay. So now the skeleton of the program is clear to you. So you can define a production like this: P, declaration D, statement yes. This will be a production, means for parsing entire program, you have to reduce entire program onto the P on this terminal symbol. Here it has two parts, declaration and statement list. Okay. In body you have specimen list, and you can use those statements for execution. Okay. Now come to the see the symbol table. Actually, how information is going to be managed, I have told you. When you write int A, it is responsibility of compiler to generate instruction to allocate memory for A. Now, what are the things that need to be known at the time of allocation of the memory? Okay, आज कुछ वही 2 मिनट आप लोग रुकिए. So in declaration, memory is now see how memory is get allocated. For that we have to give the translation scheme for the production. So now after this we will discuss about the various syntax directed translation schemes for allocation of for various language constructs. Okay, so first we will discuss the translation scheme for this is declarations. Actually, this is a small grammar. First, you understand for a language that has very limited capability. You just see this non-terminal P. First, you just understand the various language construct represented by the production. P is a non-terminal for program, and to generate first generation of the syntax tree or 3 address code for a program, you have to reduce entire program on this P only. Then you will get success. Okay. So P, you may say P is the start symbol for the program. Next is D, means program consists of two parts. One is declaration, another is statement list. In declaration part, you may have several declaration. Okay, this is recursive definition of the recursive production for declaration. Means each time it will introduce her. Then we have identifier and type like this: A colon int. This is there was a language Pascal. This syntax is taken from Pascal only. It is in the book, Ullman House book. Okay, you can refer. Next, procedure or function declaration. This is the name, and this is the body. Again, if you see the body of procedure of or function, you have declaration and statement list. And declaration can be again defined with this D. This declaration is local declaration to procedure or function body. Okay. Next is the type, this T. Okay. It may be integer, it may be real, it may be array, it may be pointer. Okay. Or it may be record. In C language, we have record. In Pascal language, we have record. In C language, we have structure. And here we have the statement. We have several more statements, but here you can you just see this. These are the just indicative. Okay. This is a recursive definition of statement. You can define multiple statement. We have a particular statement that do the assignment of expression, then function call. Okay, only two type of. You have seen during discussion of the while construct that we have discussed the production of while statement. Okay. Similarly, this E is nothing but it supports these type of expressions. Okay. Just see your grammar is modified. We have this is to the power address of, and this is member of. Okay. To refer the member. And here this A is for various parameter in the that is called in the function. Okay. You can, if you have 5 parameter, you can generate all 5 parameter using this production. Okay. Now see the translation scheme for declaration. Now P means program. When you start the compiling any program, first it will create a table. Okay. In this table, it will write, you just see, I have make table. Okay. Make table function. Okay. Now it will push its pointer as a table PTR table pointer, and initially offset is 0. Okay. Just see, up to now we have applied the action action in syntax direct translation. Means we have, when we are reducing means A to alpha dot at this situation. Okay, we define the action. When alpha is reduced to A, it will take this action. But in this, and during initial discussion of application of the semantic actions, I have told you, if we have A to X, Y, Z. Then we have 4 possible items. One item has dot at the very beginning. Then second item maybe this. Third item okay. X, Y dot Z. A is X, Y, Z dot. So up to now we have applied application in this situation only. But I have told you that you can apply semantic action at this position, semantic action at this position, as well as semantic action at this position. Again, here you have already applied. Just see. This is already applied. Okay. So in this case, we have used. So here you can write semantic action. What means before entering into the parsing of various language construct of the program, first it will create a table in the memory and do the keep the record of that table in the stack. Okay. Now we have to make entry in the that table. If you see, the name of table is TVL PPTR. This is the pointer that refers the table. Okay. So here you just see ID declaration is ID आज जो है थोड़ा ठीक है, नेक्स्ट टर्म पे पढ़ाया जाएगा. आज पता नहीं क्यों कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है. नेक्स्ट टर्म पढ़ाएंगे.